Welcome to the latest edition of Inside Carolina. I'm your host, Hannah Hall, a proud alumna of the university and your guide for telling those stories that make our campus so special. Well, it is September, and that means back to school not only at the University of South Carolina, but in schools across our state. Such a special time of the year. In this episode, we will meet two USC alumni who are teaching the next generation in South Carolina schools. And we'll learn how the university is helping the state of South Carolina meet the need for more classroom teachers. Put on your thinking cap. We're going inside Carolina. We begin with Alyssa Powers. Alyssa is a fifth grade teacher here at Irmo Elementary School, and she's part of an important initiative that is giving USC students experience in the classroom even before their student teaching. Alyssa, welcome to Inside Carolina.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have not one but two degrees from the University of South Carolina, so you love the education field, no doubt, love learning. What is it that you love about teaching?
Well, I grew up in a house of teachers. My mom was a teacher, and I grew up going to school with her and watching her my whole life. And so growing up, I always thought I wanted to be a teacher. And then I realized the huge impact that my teachers had on me, so much so that the subjects they taught would change my career path. So I thought I took a health science class and wanted to be a physical therapist, and I took a journalism class and wanted to be a journalist. And so once I realized, wow, these teachers are really making such an impact on my life, I realized maybe that's what I want to do. And I want to make an impact in my students' lives. So my favorite thing about teaching is just building relationships with kids and being their person and making them feel like they can do anything that they set their mind to and being their support system when they may or may not have one at home.
I wish you were my fifth grade teacher growing up.
You're sweet.
What at USC prepared you for the classroom and the challenges in the classroom today?
My experience at USC was by far, I credit so much of my success as a teacher to how they prepared me. That experience was so meaningful and so intentional in helping prepare me to be a teacher that it still sticks with me today, 6 years later.
We are at Irmo Elementary School where you're teaching this year, and this is a professional development site, and you have what are called embedded classes. Tell me what those are for education students, USC education majors that are getting really their first taste of teaching?
Yeah, so we have our methods courses here at Irmo Elementary. We host the literacy methods course. So what that means is that there is a professor from the University of South Carolina College of Education hosting their regular class here at Irmo Elementary School. So for this class in particular, it's teaching the pre-service teachers, the USC students, how to teach reading and writing, rather than learning it on campus at USC and having to bring it later years into the classroom. Now they can learn it and walk down the hall to go practice it in real time with a student. And it's just such an invaluable experience that, like I said, I still refer back to today, 6 years later.
Alyssa, do you believe that this program is helping to recruit those much needed teachers and even retain them in the classroom afterwards?
I definitely do believe that it's helping to recruit and retain teachers. When we work in schools and we see that these interns and that these pre-service teachers coming in to apply at our school are University of South Carolina College of Education grads, it stands out, and we value that because we know how well prepared they are for the teaching field. If a pre-service teacher at the University of South Carolina gets to see what the real life of teaching looks like from their junior year, it's so helpful and it prepares them so much for what the real world is when you get into teaching. And I think it kind of reduces some of the anxieties and fears that people might have that stray them away from teaching, because you can get to see and you can get to practice it in real life and say, oh, I can do this. I love doing this. And so I feel like it helps retain a lot of students to become teachers. And I felt so prepared walking into my first year. Of course, you're gonna have things that are thrown your way, but because of my preparation at USC and because now what I can see from the teacher perspective, I can see how ready these students are for the real world of teaching.
Alyssa, thank you for all you're doing, not only with the young minds that you're shaping at Irmo Elementary, but the older minds as well, our students, our education students that are really changing the world like you wanted to do one day and you are.
Thank you so much. That means the world. Thank you.
We know it's important to prepare students to become teachers, but it's also important to support them once they're in the classroom. We're at Keenan High School to meet Xavier Douglas. He's participated in a special USC program helping teachers transition into the classroom. Xavier, thank you so much for joining us Inside Carolina.
Thank you for having me.
So I hope no math tests today for me.
Maybe not, but pop quiz might just happen.
Okay, I'll study hard. Tell me, how do you keep your students engaged in loving math as much as you do?
So I start from the position of knowing that not everyone loves math.
Okay.
You know, we start off and we talk about that so that the students know that I understand where they're coming from, and I'm not expecting all of them to come in and be the next Galileo Galilei or Archimedes. I just want them to focus on being successful. So what we talk about a lot in my class is what we call productive struggle. So the students know that they are expected to try and to, what I like to say, flail around, but right before they kind of sink to the bottom, I'm there to save them.
What a wonderful perspective on admitting the challenge of math, but yet meeting your students where they are. When you began your career, you took part in a program called the Carolina Teacher Induction Program. Tell me about that.
The Carolina TIP program is a 3-year mentorship program that has different levels. Your first year, they focus more so as a collective. So all of the first-time teachers come together during different professional development sessions. We talk about kind of our strains and growths in our profession and the things that we don't normally have an avenue to speak about. I myself am the first teacher in my family, so having a group of other teachers who are around the same age as me and dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with really made a difference, and having someone to vent to and to look to for solutions. In your second and third years, you're partnered with a mentor, and that mentor specifically comes to visit you at the school, but they also take time to get to know you outside of education. I think the TIP program focuses more on the teacher, whereas in our programs at USC, it focuses more on the students and what we as teachers can do for our students. It really gave me an avenue to have, like I said, that mentor and that community that I needed to keep me involved and keep me going.
Do you believe that this is a program that helps not only attract but retain teachers in the classroom?
100%, because as I said earlier, it focuses on supporting the teacher as an individual. When we get into our professional development sessions, we do a lot of surveys so that we understand ourselves, because knowing yourself is the best way to be able to help others. We focused on kind of our learning styles and our communication styles. We focused on other stress and strains that we might be having, time management, and being able to set that work-life balance that for a lot of teachers in general, that's really hard to do, but especially for first-time teachers, because there's always work to be done.
Do you think that you'll be a Carolina TIP mentor one day?
Hopefully, yes. I would love to be a mentor just so I could pass down what my mentors came to me.
Your students are so lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And we're lucky to have you on Inside Carolina. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Our special thanks to local school districts for inviting us inside of their beautiful schools. And we are so excited for our education students and graduates who are making their way now into South Carolina classrooms, teaching our next generation. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and fellow alumni. Thanks for joining us Inside Carolina.